What's going on, YouTube? It's SC, the place to be. Children, Mr. A&D. Better give you guys another SmackDown review since I missed the SmackDown review last week. Because honestly, outside the Bloodline stuff, SmackDown was not really worth talking about, to be honest with you. But now since we are building up more towards Elimination Chamber, I want to make it more complete, consistency here. We're going to talk about SmackDown and give you a review of it. How did I feel about SmackDown tonight? I felt they didn't reinvent the wheel, nothing like that. There wasn't nothing really that noteworthy. The only thing what was going on was Jey Uso going to show up for that tag team title match between Ricochet and Braun Strowman tonight. So, there was drama surrounding that. And other than that, it was more so what's going to happen into the show. But we kick off SmackDown, but Paul Heyman is in the ring with the 2 championships by himself. And he said ever since Brock Lesnar conquered the Undertaker streak at WrestleMania, he doesn't offer predictions. He delivers spoilers. And he has a bunch of them tonight. So, the Island of Relevancy is under attack by Sami Zayn. You know what? He's the number one contender for Elimination Chamber. And he said he's a psychopathic rebel. And then he said, but the first spoiler this evening is that Sami Zayn is not here tonight. And Heyman says that Sami challenged Roman Reigns. Let's be serious. He jokingly says, imagine Sami Zayn as the undisputed champion. Like, they're not going to get the pop, right? Then he talks about Cody Rhodes, especially after that awesome promo that they had on Raw the other night. Says Rhodes backed him into a corner of Raw. He says Rhodes is a dumbass. And says it couldn't be more personal. The 2 titles are not wrestling championships. He calls them the center piece of our relevancy. Because without these titles, there's no Bloodline, there's no Paul Heyman, there's Roman Reigns. But then behind him is Sami Zayn come out in the hoodie. And Heyman turns around, he sees Sami Zayn, he tells him to calm down, but Sami Zayn, he won't hurt him. Sami Zayn, this was a month ago, Solo be down here, Samoa spike to my throat, and I'll be out here. If this was a month ago, the Usos be down here, but he said, you're out here by yourself, and you know why that is? Because Roman Reigns' days are numbered. He said, right now, the amount of days that Roman has left is 8 days. 8 days till he takes a championship off Roman Reigns, which we know it's not going to happen. But he has 8 days left. And then he tells him that, the Bloodline is on its way out. And he said, because you're the business spoilers, but, this 8 days to the championship. Notice Sami Zayn did not say it was a spoiler, because he knows he's not winning that championship at Elimination Chamber. But it should be a damn good moment and a damn good matchup, though. And then Zayn grabs him, like, in a hug thing, but he says, Paul, Roman doesn't need to worry about Cody Rhodes because I'm going to be the one to take him down. And Sami drops the mic. So I like how Sami is still kind of, bringing up Cody Rhodes. I think they're going to do a good job keeping Cody, relevant in this for the championship, and also still give Sami his shine as well. Drew McIntyre taking on Hit Row because of the exclusive. Hit Row was saying that they was prepared for Strowman and Ricochet last week. We were supposed to take on Drew and Sheamus, but now we could have beat them. Well, it appears we made them have a match. The whole time, Ashanti Adonis in the match, he's the one getting all the beating by Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. The Top Dog does not get tagged in at all. So Wade Barrett says on commentary, he was just like, "Hey, Top Dog never got in this matchup," and Cole said, "Yeah, because he would have lost quicker." They need to turn this to a storyline of how Cole be running Top Dollar through the ground. Okay. Michael Cole just be, anytime he just be getting Top Dollar the hell up out of here. And that's just hilarious to me. I'm sorry, that thing is hilarious to me. But after the matchup, there's a video that comes up that the Viking Raiders do challenge Drew and Sheamus next week, and it's their destiny. Backstage, Jimmy's on the phone trying to contact Jey Uso, but Jey Uso is just not picking up. Karrion Kross talks about how he's going to make Mysterio suffer in the Fatal 4-Way tonight. I'm just like another Fatal 4-Way for the kind of championship matchup. Something that I'm like, I'm not really interested in. Lacey Evans versus local jobber. I think her name was Cameron Harris. She Cobra clutches her. Makes light work of this local jobber. Backstage, Jimmy keeps calling Jey because going to voicemail. Heyman tells him that he hasn't reached Jey yet. And Jimmy's kind of getting all worried. And he said, Solo's not here. So, what's going on. But he says, you know what? You may have to go out there and defend his house alone. And then Jimmy's like, no, his brother will be here tonight. So, they really make you teach. Because now, everybody probably thought, like, well, if Jey don't come back, right, it could also be that Solo takes over Jey's spot. because they did it with Sami Zayn. The problem is Solo's not there. And also, the big problem is that we know the Usos can't go into Canada where Elimination Chamber is going to be in. So, after a while, I was like, once I didn't see Solo there, I was like, Jey going to have to show up tonight. He's going to have to show up tonight. Sonya Deville's arguing with Adam Pearce, and then Chelsea Green is up there. She said, can I speak to the SmackDown manager to talk about the Raw manager? and Adam Pearce is both guys. She said, don't act like you expect me to know that. I think she's taking this Karen character pretty good. I think she's doing it well. But she said she's suffering from facial amnesia, and then asked if he was discriminating against her. Well, Pierce says that both of them want special treatment, but they're not going to have it. So they're going to both take on two members of the Elimination Chamber, which is Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. As we're coming down for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, Jimmy's coming down by himself, and then as Samantha is about to announce them, then all of a sudden, Jey coming through the crowd, and he hugging Jimmy in the ring, like, you know what I'm saying, brother, you my brother, I'm gonna be here. So then we get the Usos taking on Braun Strowman and Ricochet. They made a competitive matchup, but everybody knowing that Ricochet and Braun Strowman is not gonna win the tag team championship, so it took the heat out of it. And Jey showed up, so like I said, still a decent matchup. But when it came to the end, Strowman tried to do the Strowman Express and run Jey over, but Jey sidesteps him. He flies over the announcer's table. Then inside the ring, Ricochet goes for a shooting star press on Jimmy Uso, and as he lands, kind of turns around, and Jey hits him with the Uso splash, and they win the matchup. So I still thought it was a pretty good matchup, but it was heatless because one, there was no Jey. Everybody knows that the Usos are not losing the tag championship, so it was just that kind of thing. Mysterio's backstage because the promo talk about Karrion Kross calls him a disgrace. Here's my thing about the Mysterio thing, and the thing about the Intercontinental Championship. I'm like, now maybe I missed it. Maybe y'all can explain it for me, but did Rey ever address what happened to him at the Royal Rumble? I'm not sure. Maybe they talked about it on Raw. Was it in passing? I don't know. Did Dom take him out? Did Judgment Day take him out? What happened? And why is he not pissed about that? Even as a babyface, why is he not pissed about that? I don't know. Because I was like, to me, that's dropping the ball. But I could have missed something. Once again, I could have missed something on the show, missed something on social media, because I don't, mess with social media like that. So you guys can let me know in the comments. But the tie's in the ring, and it's coming out to really nothing. Okay, and she talks about how she's back after Shayna Baszler broke her nose and everything, and how she's just basically a what is it? A broke down Ronda Rousey, or whatever she said. But then all of a sudden, Shayna Baszler comes down, and Shayna Baszler says, "I'm tired of everybody talking about me and Ronda Rousey. I've done more. I wrestled longer than Ronda Rousey. I was here first before Ronda Rousey and all that stuff." And then Ronda Rousey comes down. Shayna looks like, oh, damn, I ain't talked about it. Ronda gets into the ring, just stares down Shayna. And then she looks at the tire, and then Shayna kind of holds her back like, I got this. But then they turn and they beat up the tire. Shotzi comes down, and then they go and beat up Shotzi too. So I was just like, all right, but at least to a tag team match. Ronda's back. Okay, so that's where you got it. Jey and Jimmy are walking back, and he's just like, "Yo, man, I told you, I'm gonna be with you every night. Don't worry about it. I got you." And he said, "Yeah, that's cool, Oos, but hold on. But where you staying though? What's going on with the bloodline thing?" And Jey says, "I don't know." Meanwhile, if you guys see, as you said, this Paul Heyman's peeking behind the corner, right? And he goes off, and Jey goes off, and then he comes up to Jimmy and said, "Hey, was that your brother?" He said, "Yeah." So what did he say? And Jimmy says, he didn't say nothing. And he said, "Huh." But Heyman obviously heard that Jey say he don't know about what his allegiance lies with the bloodline. So we even Jey into this storyline even more. Now I'm curious to see how they're going to get to the tag team championship matchup, because it seems like Jey is playing babyface role right now. Meanwhile, as Jay's walking back, I'm just gonna combine all this together. When he's walking down backstage, out where the trucks at, he sees Sami Zayn just standing there by the trucks, and he says, "Welcome back." He said, "I can't imagine what you're going through," but he knows that Roman and Jey knows him better. He said, "I know Roman. He says, what you did at the Rumble meant the world to me. Okay? And he said, but it's only 8 days away from something huge. And he says, it's something that I know that Jey wanted to see for a long time. Because remember, this whole storyline just didn't start with Sami Zayn coming into the bloodline trying to be a part of it. This whole storyline started with Jey Uso and Roman Reigns. Okay? When even Jey Uso and Roman Reigns had that Hell in a Cell match. This is what this thing started from, when Jey was trying to take down Roman and say, you out of your mind or what stuff you doing. But then he just kind of like, went over there when Jimmy came back. Yes, so that's where all stuff is coming from. He said he wanted to see Roman go down for a long time. And he says, but you don't have to go down with the ship, And he holds his fist punch out. He says, but I acknowledge you. So Jimmy gives him a fist punch, so you better get out of here, Sammy. And then and that's where it's going, making it real interesting. L.A. Knight, is in the back, and he talks about, we ain't talking about the pitch black match no more, we talking about Bray Wyatt no more, we're moving to the future. And that was all he said, and we didn't even see Bray Wyatt, so we don't know what's going on with that. Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville taking on Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. Basically, it's just a regular old tag match. Chelsea Green gets the Tejano bomb, and then Shotzi gets like a splash off the top. Oh, no. Rodriguez powerbomb Shotzi on Chelsea Green, and they win that way. So, okay. Interview backstage with Michael Cole and Michael Cole interviewing Charlotte Flair about her thoughts on Rhea really picking her and how you put her in her place 3 years ago, and now Rhea was put you in your place 3 years ago. And she says, Rhea chose me because she know that she was the mountain to climb. That beating her meant you would be at the top. She was impressed by Rhea, but Rhea was young. So Rhea saying that she's ready. Well, I hope she's ready. But Flair says she taught her a lesson 3 years ago, and April 1st, Rhea will be put in her place once and for all. Now we have an Intercontinental Championship Fatal 4-Way matchup. Rey Mysterio, Karrion Kross, Madcap Moss, and Santos Escobar. Honestly, the Fatal 4-Way was alright. It wasn't like that great. And I understand like the whole Mysterio and Santos thing. When they kind of like met up, I thought they was gonna pop a little harder for that because I popped for it. But what the cool thing was that everybody except Madcap Moss in this matchup was part of Lucha Underground. And then as Santos and Karrion Kross had an exchange in the ring, Karrion Kross was like, I remember you. It's been a long time. And Santos Escobar was like, I'm Lucha too. He would say I'm Lucha, and then Karrion Kross said I'm Lucha too. As they try to beat up on Madcap Moss and everything, they push that on, start fighting. So that's a hit back to Lucha Underground. Rey Mysterio, Karrion Kross, and Santos Escobar was all part of Lucha Underground. So King Cuerno, then you had Rey Mysterio, then you had the White Rabbit, not the Bray Wyatt White Rabbit, but Imperium was up there at the top just looking. And like I said, the match is pretty good though. But then Madcap Moss on the top, and then he's debating whether he should jump on Santos and Karrion Kross or do an elbow to Rey Mysterio. He doesn't have dumb babyface syndrome. He does the elbow to Rey Mysterio, and then picks up the win. So Madcap Moss is going to get his ass beat by Gunther next week. And I was like, who else is going to beat? Because Ray already did a match with Gunther, and then also you ain't gonna put him in there with Karrion Kross as a heel. They don't want to do heel versus heel, and Santos, because Santos, you don't want him losing like that. Alright, so yeah, let's go ahead, Madcap Moss. By the way, he got new gear anyway, and he out there with Emma, so he feeling good, they're playing good and all that other stuff like that. But guys, that was your SmackDown review for February 10th, 2023. My thing is, I really consider. by the end, Paul Heyman comes with the Jimmy Uso and tells him that Roman wants him to stay home from Elimination Chamber and watch on TV, because some things you see on TV you don't see live. So I don't know what they're planning, to be honest with you, but the Usos can't go into Canada due to their DUIs. So it's a way to write them off from being on Elimination Chamber. That's why, because everybody thought James was going to probably come back in Elimination Chamber and really turn heel on Sammy, but he came back because this is how they're going to have to deal with this, because he can't go over to Canada. But post your comments down below how you guys feel about SmackDown. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed my review. Hit the subscribe button for more reviews of wrestling and pop culture stuff and 2K23 right here on NC Studios. Once again, it's NC, the place to be. Showtime Mr. A&D, and the Nerd Coalition is out.